Welcome everyone. My name is Ali and I'll be presenting with my colleague Megan Brenton. We're both policy analysts at Natural Resources Canada's Smart Renewables and Electrification Pathways program. I'll be referring to this program as SREPS throughout the rest of the webinar. Today we'll provide an overview of the capacity building stream and an overview of how to apply. We'll also cover other important things to consider as you develop your proposal. Before we get started, we'd like to both acknowledge that we are on the unceded Algonquin Anishinaabe territory. If you have questions, please send us an email at sreps-urit@nrcan-rncan.gc.ca. Again, that's SREPS-URITE@nrcan-nrcan.gc.ca. Great, let's get started. At this time, these slides are available for download on our program website, and we'll follow up with an email with these slides. The website URL is located near the end of the presentation. Of course, all this information comes from our capacity building stream applicant guide, which is available online, or you can request one by emailing the SREPS program inbox. I'll be providing an overview of the SREPS capacity building stream with the aim of walking you through the proposal process and to give an overview on project eligibility, funding, and how to apply to the program. Please keep track of any questions that come up while you're listening and direct them to the email address provided near the end of the presentation. Now we'll discuss project eligibility and funding. The Government of Canada sets a target for Canada to become a net zero emitter by 2050. Our grid provides power that is both clean and affordable, with 82% of our generation coming from non-emitting sources. Despite this, electricity currently accounts for less than 20% of Canada's overall energy use across our economy. Becoming a net zero emitter by 2050 will require 3 steps. The first step is expanding our clean electricity supply through replacing existing fossil fuel power generation with power generated from non-emitting sources, as well as adding additional capacity to meet demand growth. The second step is using more clean power through electrification of energy use across key sectors of the economy. And the third step is using energy smarter. By using energy efficiency measures, technologies, and conservation, this also means that we will need to use our electricity system assets more efficiently. This will require major infrastructure investments by all levels of government in order to build new non-emitting electricity capacity and to upgrade existing grid infrastructure. An affordable supply of clean and reliable power is essential to maintain Canada's competitiveness and our high quality of life. The federal government can play a role in mitigating the impacts of transforming the grid on ratepayers. The 2020 Fall Economic Statement presented Canada's vision for a green economic recovery that is inclusive, sustainable, and creates good jobs for Canadians. In addition, the Healthy Environment and Healthy Economy Climate Plan, released in December 2020, has committed additional investments of $964 million over 4 years to advance smart renewable energy and grid modernization projects. This is the initiative we are speaking on today. Today, we'll be covering NRCan's Smart Renewables and Electrification Pathways program. Again, we refer to this as SREPS, S-R-E-P-S, and the program has 2 parts: deployment projects and capacity building. The overall objective of the program is to support the transition to modernize operational capability today to support the net zero economy of 2050, in addition to increasing representation of women, gender diverse, Indigenous peoples, and racialized people in the electricity and energy sector. To do this, we are merging the importance of increasing clean energy generation capacity with the need to modernize our grids and electricity system operations while supporting the increased equity, diversity, and inclusivity needed in this sector. Let's dive further into the capacity building stream of the program. The SREPS capacity building stream is looking for projects that will support the equitable transition to a cleaner electrical grid, helping communities and organizations acquire the knowledge and tools needed to develop renewable energy and grid modernization projects. The capacity building stream can fund up to 100% of eligible expenses to a maximum of $5 million for each project. However, we are seeking projects to be under $2 million. The program anticipates that the requested funding for a project will vary based on the size, scope, timeline, and funding obtained from other partners. The scope of this program is to prepare communities for possible grid modernization or renewable electricity projects. If, for example, you already have a storage, microgrid, or wind project in mind and are looking for funding to start it, the other stream of SREPS would be better suited for you. If you're in the planning or preparation phase, your project will most likely fall into the capacity building scope. Now we will discuss project eligibility and funding. Regardless of what capacity building project you would like to complete, to be an eligible project, it must meet at least one of the expected project outcomes, which are listed here on this slide. They are enhance equity, diversity, and inclusion in electricity and renewable energy sector in Canada, increase Indigenous peoples' leadership and participation in ownership of and benefits from renewable energy projects, generate economic and social benefits related to the electricity and renewable energies, and renewable energy projects reduce GHG emissions and increase electricity system reliability. Your project's alignment with these outcomes must be clearly stated in the proposal template, as proposals will be evaluated based on how well they meet these program objectives. What are capacity building projects? Capacity building includes any activities identified by organizations or communities that support the development of renewable energy. These activities may include training, skills development, strengthening institutional capabilities, knowledge sharing, research, or other activities identified by organizations or communities. Some examples of capacity building projects are listed on the slide and include knowledge building and sharing activities such as training and curriculum development, workshops, engagement activities, peer-to-peer networks, and knowledge tools, or activities to support equity, diversity, inclusion, such as creating equal opportunities for underrepresented groups through mentoring, apprenticeships, skills development and training. And the last one is, or studies that would include community energy planning, options analysis, research, feasibility, engineering, environmental, and resource assessments. Capacity building projects should create the conditions for an organization or community to strengthen and/or develop its opportunity for future renewable energy and grid modernization projects. So who is eligible? Our program is open to proposals from provincial, territorial, regional, and municipal governments, Indigenous organizations and councils, nonprofit or for-profit entities, and utilities, research associations, and development corporations. If you're submitting a proposal on behalf of a community or multiple communities, letters of support are strongly recommended. So let's dive into the specifics of funding. This is the first call for proposals, and we anticipate having a second call for capacity building projects in the future. Again, we can cover up to 100% of the costs of successful projects and up to a maximum of $5 million for each project. If you have other funding, great. Our funding can top up existing grants or offers you might already have. We're flexible too. Projects can vary in length between 1 to 3 years long, and program funding will be available until March 31st, 2025. This program funding will be distributed through signed contribution agreements, and Indigenous recipients are also eligible for flexible funding arrangements. I'll quickly go over the proposal process and steps to expect once a proposal is submitted. I want to remind everyone that all this information is available in the applicant guide. You can contact us at any time with questions to the SREP's email located near the end of this presentation, and it's available on our website. We are going to give an overview of how to apply to this program, what is to be expected. There are 3 steps. You'll submit a proposal. It will be evaluated by an expert review committee, and then you'll be notified when a funding decision is made. This will happen in early winter 2022. Now let's look at how to submit a proposal. The information provided here is in the How do I submit a proposal section of the applicant guide. The SREP's capacity building stream uses requests for proposals intake process, which means there is a deadline to submit proposals. The deadline for proposals is November 5th, 2021 at 11:59 p.m. Western time. To apply, please request a proposal template by sending an email to us at sreps-aret@nrcan-rncan.gc.ca. We'll send you back a proposal template as a Word document to be filled out. Completed proposals must include a completed Word document and a signed PDF copy. Completed proposals must be emailed back just before midnight West Coast time to be considered. If you require more support while completing the proposal process, please contact us at our email. More information will be provided on how to fill out the proposal shortly. But now we'll move on to outlining the evaluation process. I realized that in our webinar, I see that we still have October 22nd as our deadline. We have extended it to November 5th, and we will update the slide when we send them out. So sorry about that. So when completing your proposals, be sure to read the appendix or assessment criteria on page 9 of the proposal template, as it contains a full list of the mandatory criteria the project must meet in order to be considered. Mandatory criteria includes how well the project meets program objectives, the ability and experience of the organization to deliver the project based on the proposed project team and its individual and collective experience and expertise. Clearly articulated and achievable timelines and milestones, the likelihood for uptake and adoption of the results of the project in other organizations, communities, or regions, the project's technical, social, economic, and environmental merits, and finally, verifiable expenditure estimates for the project and its management. Once proposals are submitted, they will go to the evaluation stage and will be assessed by an expert review committee. Lastly, incomplete proposals will not be assessed. As it relates to the funding decision process, please refer to the "What if my proposal is accepted" section of the applicant guide for the detailed information. Following the assessment of submitted proposals, the program will seek internal project approval and then notify the organization of the start of the project due diligence. The due diligence process will confirm the budget and the planned activities. Following the notification of due diligence starting, the organization can begin to incur ineligible project expenses at their own risk and expense that count toward their total project costs. Once due diligence is approved, the project can begin to incur eligible expenses for reimbursement, which are not to exceed 20% of the program funding prior to agreement signature. And the program will begin in negotiating the contribution agreement. Until a contribution agreement is signed, there's no guarantee of a commitment of program funds. All expenses incurred prior to the signing of the contribution agreement are at the applicant's own risk. So with that, I will now pass it off to my colleague, Megan Brunton, for the next slide.
Thanks, Ellie, and hi, everyone. Now we're going to turn to the SREP's capacity building proposal template. The next bunch of slides will go through the proposal template in order, and I will explain what is expected in each section. I want to remind everyone that all this information will be available in the applicant guide and/or the proposal template. If any questions come up when you're filling out the proposal, feel free to contact us anytime at the SREP email inbox. Before you begin filling out your proposal, please read the applicant guide carefully. It has everything you need to know to apply, and it also may answer questions you have as you fill out the proposal. We accept documents attached as annexes, so if you have letters of support, etc., you may submit those with the proposal. As well, we've provided suggested word count maximums throughout the proposal to guide you for how much information we'd like. As a rough estimate, 500 words is a full page of single-spaced text, so 250 words is about half a page single-spaced. Let's get started. On page 1, the first section of the proposal asks for your information. Please include as many methods of contact as possible so we are able to get in touch with you. For the select your type of organization, please choose from for-profit, not-for-profit, provincial, territory, regional, or municipal government organizations, Indigenous communities, or Indigenous organizations. Next up, we have section 2, entitled Program Objectives. Here, we'd like you to describe the potential impact of the project if it is successful. It's important to explain how your project aligns with the program objectives. If your project must meet at least one or more of the project objectives or program objectives, it does not have to meet all the objectives. As a brief reminder of the objectives, you must explain how the project will meet one or more of the following: enhance equity, diversity, and inclusion in the electricity and renewable energy sectors in Canada, increase Indigenous people's leadership and participation in, ownership of, and benefits from renewable energy projects, generate economic and social benefits related to the electricity and renewable energy sectors for underrepresented groups or communities, or lead to more renewable energy projects, reduce GHG emissions, and increased electricity system reliability. Lastly, there is a 300-word suggested maximum, so please keep your response focused. Section 3, entitled Project Description, asks for the details of the project. At the top, we have your project title and project location. Next, we have the project timeline. The project timeline refers to the period of time to which you are seeking funding. The operation of the project may extend beyond this time frame. For example, if you want funding to develop a training module that you may use for many years, you only need to request the money for the time it takes to develop that module. After that, there is the total project cost and how much you're requesting from NRCan. A detailed budget will come later in the proposal. All right, we're moving on to box 1 in section 3, entitled Project Overview. Here, please describe your project in a focused, non-technical, and non-confidential summary. Tell us clearly what the project will do and what issues your project is focusing on. There is a 150-word suggested maximum here, so please keep it focused. Let's continue in section 3 and move to box 2, entitled Project Description. This is the part of the proposal where you can expand on your project and tell us about it in more detail, its objectives, key activities, and main expected outcomes. We have included examples of questions you may want to answer if relevant to your project. These are prompts to help you understand what kind of information we are looking for in this box. For example, how the project is addressing a need within a community and/or a national or regional electricity renewable energy gap in Canada. If relevant, describe past work that the proposed project builds upon, and if this proposal is for a component within a larger project, please explain the role of the proposed work. If relevant, describe the impact on future renewable energy developments. If relevant, please describe any past or proposed work related to the project that advances equity, diversity, and inclusion in the electricity and renewable energy sector in Canada. We would like to highlight the note at the bottom of the box. If your project addresses a specific need or fills a gap in a particular region or for an underrepresented group, this is the box where you should describe that gap. Lastly, we have a suggested maximum page count of 2 pages for the project description. Next box in the project description section is entitled Stakeholder Participation and Engagement. Please note that there is a suggested maximum of 1 page for this box. Please outline any completed and/or planned engagement with communities, organizations, and Indigenous peoples. Describe how each project stakeholder will be partnered, involved, or consulted. Other suggested points, if relevant or possible, include outlining what role Indigenous peoples will have in the project and the level of community involvement during both the project and beyond. Include any confirmed written support, funding, leadership, etc. And if possible, providing evidence of interest and partnerships from local communities or stakeholder organizations, example, letters of support, band council resolutions, etc. Support letters from participating communities and organizations are strongly encouraged and should be submitted along with the proposal if you have them. The last box in the project description section is entitled Project Risk and Mitigation. In the first box, we are asking you to describe the potential risks related to the project. Examples of risks include weather-related delays, unexpected funding needs, delays due to staffing requirements, etc. This box is only meant to include a description of all the identified risks, the likelihood of whether it will happen, and mitigation measures are to be described in the next table. The project will assess based on how well The program will assess based on how well the risks have been identified and mitigated, not the number of risks. Next, let's discuss the table. For the first column, please list the risk you have identified in the box above. In column 2, describe the likelihood of the risk occurring in high, medium, and low, and the impact on the project if it was to occur in high, medium, and low. Lastly, in column 3, describe the mitigation measure for the specified risk and estimate the risk to the project. I should note here that in these columns, I did say high, medium, and low. Please describe the impact as well and the likelihood. The last table on this slide, for reference purposes only, is to help you estimate the risk to the project you will include in column 3. This completes the project description section of the proposal. And now we'll move on to the project teams section. Here, we'd like you to explain your team members' experiences that relate to your project. Partner organizations will follow in the next section. Some questions you may ask yourself when filling in this section could be, who will participate in the project? Who will lead the project? And describe all these individuals here. No resumes are required. Just provide us a brief overview of your team's experience. There is a suggested maximum of 2 pages to this section. Next up, we have section 5 entitled Partner Organizations. If you are very new to this, ask yourself, who do you need to partner with to make this project happen? List those people or organizations here and describe how you will engage with these potential partners. Another question you may ask yourself when filling in this section could be, what is their experience and expertise they will bring to this project? This will guide you in filling in the section below the contact details. There's a suggested maximum of 1 page for this section. Next, we have section 6 entitled Project Plan. This is your opportunity to explain the breakdown of your project and list out the project steps. In the description section, make sure to list who is responsible for that task, either project team, partner, etc. Lastly, for each task, please write out the corresponding output, completion date, and estimated cost. Okay, we're almost done. This section is where you will give us your budget, section 7. Just a reminder, please fill out the shaded yellow line at the top. This is where you'll total the full amount of funds you are requesting from NRCan. It may be a portion of the total project cost or 100% of the total project cost. The equation would be total eligible expenditure plus total ineligible expenditures plus total ineligible costs must add up to the total project cost. Please note, we've recently corrected the proposal template so the ineligible and in-kind rows are broken down by fiscal year. Please make sure that the correction of this breakdown appears in your submission. If your proposal template does not reflect that correction, please contact us for an updated version. To continue with the budget section, the next box, budget details, is optional. It is space for you to provide any additional clarifying information regarding the budget. For example, you can detail which contracting company you'll be hiring if you have listed one as an expenditure. Now on to the next box, sources and contributions. Please outline other funds, grants, or contributions you will receive for the project. The program row is your request from NRCan, applicant organization row. That's the funds you will be contributing to the project. And the last ones, any other government or contributor, please list their name and amount. Great, so this is the last section I'll discuss in detail, which is the declaration section. There are multiple points, but I'd like to draw your attention to point 11, which details giving NRCan consent to share your proposal with other entities listed. The benefit of allowing us to share your information is that we can pass your project idea on to others if there exists a better fit for your project. You may check all, some, or none of the boxes. Secondly, you must complete the conflict of interest attestation shown here by answering yes or no to these statements. Finally, you will need to sign and date the proposal. The last page of the proposal is the appendix that consists of the assessment criteria. You may use this to refine your answers in each of the questions. We highly recommend reviewing each section of your proposal against the assessment criteria after completing your proposal and prior to sending it to us. We are at the end of our presentation. We know there are a lot of great initiatives and ideas on how to support increased access to renewable energy. Please check the website for frequently asked questions for answers to questions that pertain to the proposal process and program. Please feel free to send us questions as they arise to the NRCan SREP email listed here, which is also listed in the applicant guide and on the website. Thank you for listening to this webinar. I hope you have found it helpful and informative. Again, the slides will be posted to the SREP's Capacity Building Program website. All questions received by email will be shared on the FAQ section of the website.